This is the Izzy Lala podcast. I'm Izzy Lala. Thanks so much for joining me this Monday as I walk through this life with you guys. So last week we talked about pursuit and about being smart with money while pursuing some of the things you love. And I asked, how important is it to be smart about your money, even while pursuing these things? And one commenter, Sojourner, she commented, "Great timing. I'm dealing with this right now. It's extremely important, but however much you scrimp and save or invest, most of the time that's because you're working your art for free. The question I've asked myself is how much of your art do you share and for how long for free? Unless it's just a hobby, I'm not going to say it's just for the love of it. Me personally, I love what I do more than anything, but I love not to struggle financially as well. I don't feel like you should have to sacrifice one for the other. Don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful thing to impact others around you with your art, but you yourself, the artist, struggles financially in some cases, even paying other artists to make an idea work. And at what point can you live comfortably financially and share your art? For me personally, I decided to discontinue being just an artist or starving artist and focus my attention on being a well-paid artist. It's just such minimal ways for artists to make money, even enough to live on, in my opinion. But it's out there and absolutely possible. Hope I make sense. Thanks for the topic. I needed to talk that out. So thanks, Sojourner, for replying. I'll have to say that I think it's so cool when you are ready and able to be so dedicated to your art or your passion that you really get yourself out there. Not everyone is bold enough to even believe in themselves, enough to do that. Or some people simply don't want to leave their 9 to 5 to do that. And, that's okay too. I think either way you go, if you just want to impact and don't, really care to make money from your passion, or if you do want to make money from your passion, I think it's just remember, that it's ultimately your life to create it how you want to. I also think that if an opportunity arises for you to make money from your passion, then definitely take it and embrace that you have a win there. I think the point where you live comfortable financially and share your art really is a matter of opportunity, your hard work at it, and just chance. But that's my opinion. So currently, switching topics as we are still in the midst of COVID and still trying to live this life and pursue some things at the same time, I've come to realize that there are really just some things in life that you just really don't have control over, and a pandemic, being one of them. So COVID, which has affected every part of our lives, from being cautious about how you move and where you go, to halting some things for us just altogether, like events canceled. In some ways, you really just can't control your movement and your moves and how slow your upward mobility is at this time. So what I'm learning is that I have to be patient during this time. As much as I want things and conditions to be better, I'm learning that when you don't have control over something, you just have to do the best you can with what you have, especially during these, harder times. So this goes for me and many artists too. So no matter how much, I want it to go back to the way that it used to be and more venues to open, I just have to sum it up that, there are things we just can't control in this life. So rather than be upset about it, you just have to adjust, innovate, or just simply wait. So many performing artists are visual artists, events, gatherings have been affected by our current state. Something that was so much, part of my life also has shifted, changed, or is no more just an option, at least for the time being. So I've moved on to doing mostly solidary activities, which is not necessarily, a bad thing. It just means I had to adjust to our current circumstances and do what I have do what I can with what I have, which for me is writing, art, and just things like that. And not just artists, but I think about restaurants that are also closing in Sacramento due to the Omicron variant and how it just really is affecting food businesses in such a drastic way just because of the industry, merely the industry that they are in. So these circumstances have forced me to be patient during these times and adjust the best that I can. It's forced us all really just to do that. So, how I'm being patient, coping or whatnot during the COVID time is I'm doing solidarity things that still allow me to invest into my craft, my passions that I've already started. And I am accepting my circumstances, accepting them in a way that I have resolved to let go of what once was, at least for the time, and allow the universe to teach me what I need to be taught during this season. And it isn't always easy, but patience is really key to finding a sense of acceptance rather than disappointment. So when you don't have control over something, like we don't have control over COVID, it's easy to get discouraged, upset, anxious and whatnot. All these emotions arise, but I've resolved that when things are out of my control, we just have to be patient, do the best that you can with what you have, and, many times wait. So waiting has never been easy for me, as I'm sure it's not for many people. But when you don't have control over something, sometimes it's your only choice. So what do you guys think about not having control during these times? How do you guys deal with the lack of control we have during this time of COVID? Let me know by emailing izzylala83@gmail.com or leave a message or voice message at 209-730-7044, and I will feature them on the next episode. So for now, wishing you all a good week, and be sure to join me every Monday for more on the Izzy Lala podcast.
My light sheds on an unkept bed.